We are joined on the Coin Show podcast once again. Yes, that's right. This guest actually decided to come back. Um, she is the 40th director of the United States Mint, the first African American to lead the United States Mint, and Director Gibson is a Navy veteran. She she served as the Associate Deputy Assistant Secretary with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and also as Director of Administration for the NLRB. Please give a very warm Coin Show podcast welcome to our Mint Director, Ventris Gibson.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi.
Bless you for coming back. I will tell you that when you were on the first time, it was fairly close to the beginning of your term.
Yes.
And we were having some awful problems with the Mint website. And we were looking for somebody to kind of take charge and take care of things. And yet you came on and you took the questions. And the first question I asked you was, about the Mint website. But it got some really big feedback from our listeners. I mean, they were like, how can you go after the Mint director? How can, it's like, and it was just funny because they all kind of, felt, well, it's like, you shouldn't be. And so I ran into you last year at the World's Fair of Money in Chicago. And I asked you, and you were really nice about the whole thing. And I asked Director Gibson, I said, would you mind coming back on? She said, oh, no, of course I'll come back on. I'm like, oh, that's great. I said, I want to tell you the grief I got, for going after you. And the director was really gracious. She says to me, you asked questions. You were a journalist.
That's right.
It's my job to either answer them or not. And I'll allow her to do that now. So with that said, I just really wanted to share that because I thought it was great. So when we last met, the biggest news in the hobby was the ability to order U.S. Mint products either by phone or by the U.S. Mint Gov website. The website had been crashing, phone lines had been overloaded, and in general, it was just a nightmare for anybody who really wanted a specific item. First of all, would you like to take a victory lap?
Well, before I take a victory lap, I think that I would like to, Michael, say to you that I do appreciate the questions and that we had at the very beginning. And I do understand and appreciate why some people thought that, well, my background was totally different than what typically a Mint director could possibly bring with them. And I wanted to make sure that you all knew that I wanted to really focus on what we can do for our numismatics community or our coin collectors, what we can do for those that we're in partnership with, that is our vendors, and those, and to address some of the concerns. And as you said, I'm sorry that you took some hits. I would not. I think that, as a journalist, you should be able to ask the tough questions and that we should respond in an honest manner. And that is something that my father has always instilled in us is fairness, integrity, and trust. And, I needed you to trust that I would do things that customers brought to our attention, that I would lead the Mint with integrity, and that I would be fair in my decision making. And that's what I've tried to do is live to that standard.
You can check all three off your list.
Oh, bless your heart. So that being said, when it came to the website, you were right. We had so many complaints, and it had to do with old school technology. That was number one. Listening to our customers. Not only were our customers telling us things in person at various shows, but the amount of congressional correspondence coupled with just inquiries from our collectors and others, and for persons who did not really understand what was going on with technology. And our customer service surveys were coming back with, really bad results. So the first thing I did was that was something I paid attention to. And so we implemented this bot software blocking, or blocking software to actually prevent any computerized program from getting in where people wanted to buy 500 at a time or just really flood our website so that the individual collector couldn't get in. And so it really stressed our e-commerce site, which is the catalog side of the house. Second, we found ways in looking at other companies like Ticketmaster and other similar services and what they do to make sure that the individual can get through. And so we promoted and implemented the subscription program. Do you know that increased our access by individuals from 420 something thousand to over 1.2 million today?
Wow.
So individuals are getting in and they're ordering. Um, so
Well, it did what it was
Mhm.
intended to do, which was broaden the base of people
That's
that were
right.
able to access it.
That's right. That's right. And we also implemented weight room technology so that if you access the site and you haven't gotten to where you need to go, you can wait until it's your turn rather than getting kicked off or you're just standing there. And it lets you know how long you have to wait. So our customers, do you know now when I go to the shows, that is not a concern that I hear. And we use an external survey instrument and company to monitor what our customers are saying. And we went from the lower percentile up to we're in the high 80s and low 90s. So that lets us know that we did what our customers wanted us to do. So we plan to continue it, absolutely. We plan to build upon it. We plan to make sure that we don't have that quote mob mentality anymore in getting in. And regardless of what darts people may throw at the Mint when it comes to ordering products, we are who we are. We're operational for the most part. We have to earn our keep. We get no federal funding at all. And most importantly, we have to make sure that we please our customers. 94% of our customer base are US customers, and that's huge.
Yeah.
And a lot of countries look at us and go, how do you do it?
Well, I was going to say that the Mint is such a special place that no, you have no operating budget because you actually contribute money back to the government.
And I'm required to do so, submit money back to the Treasury's general fund. Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow. So you touched on it for a second, but the annual subscription program has been a success, of course. A lot of people are using that to get their products. Are almost all of the annual products available through this? And if not, do you have any plans to expand that further?
Well, we want to expand it further to all of our products, and we are continuing to offer it for our new products as we add them. For example, the comic art coin that will be coming out and the metal programs will be on there. The semi-quincentennial coins will also be, and metals will be on there. We do not plan to offer it for platinum, palladium, or other gold products that where we have to have frequent price changes
That makes
because of the
sense.
market.
That makes sense.
A possibility that the physical production plant at West Point might be expanded to allow for more bullion coin production.
The actual answer to that is easy, no. I'm sorry to
No
say that to
land?
you. But please know physically where West Point is located is on the property of the military and West Point Academy. It is a mutual arrangement that we coexist, and that's a plus. But also the expansion of any facility is cost prohibitive when it comes to that type of an investment decision. So at this time, there are no plans to expand the facility. And the facility, it's not a large facility, but it's a facility that does what it needs to do. And if we had to make any other arrangements, I'm sure we would figure it out without me giving away corporate secrets.
Don't want
Well,
to
you
do
gotta
that.
try.
No, we
You
don't
gotta
want.
try.
We don't want that.
Yes, that's all right. That's all right.
So as a dealer, I know that the U.S. Mint does the bulk order program, which is where you sell certain items to dealers with less packaging and larger quantities. It's been done for a few years now. Do you consider this a success?
I certainly do, and I consider it a success for several reasons. Number one, once we in the prior to what we're doing now, we have talked with our dealers, and in fact, at our roundtable we had a couple of years ago, we asked what could help in contributing to clean air, climate, etc. recycling. And what we heard loud and clear, that a lot of the packaging that we provide, they strip down, the uh, secondary market strips down, that is the vendors, and then they do their own packaging. And so a lot of this packaging we were providing ends up being recycled, or, wherever
Waste?
they store it, waste, exactly. So we have decided that we asked what would work. And so the current system we have in place works very good. There are bulk products of like 40 units, and just imagine that saves a lot for the environment. Um, Not only that, but we also found that it creates a tremendous amount of waste, but now it does not. And the trays and the capsulized units that we provide actually work well for our dealers
Nice.
and others. Mhm.
As our mint director, we've found you at least to be incredibly accessible. You often attend major shows, and in some way at these shows make yourself available to the public.
Yes.
What type of feedback do you get most?
The feedback I get, it's really applaudable, and it's eye-opening and earth-shattering in some instances. Uh, uh, I think about the number one item is everybody wants a coin designed the way they would like it
Yeah.
designed. That's number one.
Sure.
Number two, they have different types of recommendations on what we need to do with circulating. Um, Half will say get rid of the penny, the other half will say don't you dare touch the Lincoln cent.
Isn't that
Yes.
isn't that way out of your control anyways?
It certainly is. I am not policy making, I'm
Wasn't me.
operational. Right. Congress has to decide what the currency of the
Right.
United States will be, or what we make and don't make. And the Federal Reserve actually asks for what they need to, serve the American people and the economy. So we just deliver. That's it.
Yeah.
That is what we like to do, and it really saves us a lot of uh, it saves us a lot of heartache sometimes when people are saying, well, why aren't you getting rid of the penny? Up, not in my lane, sorry.
You are charged with a very specific,
That's right.
task.
That's the good news. Yes, indeed.
um. So the flowing hair silver medal, which by the way, we love here,
We loved it.
was a huge success
Yeah.
in the
Huge.
eyes of us collectors, everybody. Were there any problems with that program? Any hangups? And
No,
is
not at all. I know that early on there was I guess CCAC said that, we need to do something a certain way. But it was never intended to go that direction. I can tell you because I was involved intimately in the Flowing Hair Lady. When I first came on board, a few months after, you might remember I sent a letter out to all customers,
Mhm.
especially because of what happened with 2021 and Morgan and Peace and not having enough, and customers, the website, etc. And so I sat down with a few people prior to the roundtable and said, look, I really want to give back to our collectors who are serious collectors and who would value the US Mint coming up with something that would really say thank you as much as we can. And everyone said Flowing Hair Lady. And then we brought it up at the round table, as you might recall. And the round table had about 50 or so people there with us. Maybe that's too many, but we had a number of our customers in the room. And everyone agreed, yeah, let's do a silver medal for Flowing Hair Lady. And I said, okay, I can do that, and we can do gold. And so we came back, and, the chief engraver, Joe Mena, all of us and all of the team that we put together talked about it, and we got it going. We briefed the secretary on it. We sent the preliminary designs uh, to this CCAC and the Commission on Fine Arts. They came back with their recommendations, which was little to none, because do you know there was no dye or something or anything from which we could recreate the Flowing Hair Lady?
Oh wow.
So what we did is we consulted with the Smithsonian to get some of their artifacts and pictures. And this was the first time that we also used digital technology.
Oh,
to recreate her. And so I worked very diligently with, I mean, you know, Joe Mena is the best as our chief engraver, and our sales and marketing team and our manufacturers. And when I went to, I did actually press all 230 gold coins with the privy mark, and
oh,
originally signed the ones that will be auctioned on December, I think, 12th.
so,
I
so
actually stamped all of those and signed every one of the certificates of authenticity. And as you might recall, the certificate of authenticity is different than what we normally see on our little card.
yeah, we love them. We were looking at them in Baltimore
Yeah,
because I was able to get one, and
yes,
they're very,
yeah,
very neat.
aren't they? Yeah. So I wanted to do different because one of the things that I have found in my travels to several of the foreign mints, it's like, wait a minute, why are we stuck with some of the stuff we're doing? We're the US Mint, we're the largest in the world. We won the coin of the year. Do you know winning the coin of the year was significant because we actually competed with 4,000 others worldwide. That's number one. Number two, only 600 of the 4,000 went before 110 international judges, and we won.
Yeah.
And you did that with constraints of, has to say liberty, has to say in God we trust, has to have the date, has to have this, has to have that. And you still manage with all those constraints to get it done.
And not only that, we won that, and we won the International Gold Coin of the Year as well. So we're really, and we changed the packaging to bring back uh, the, well, I have it here. I love this. I could not help
It's
myself but
nice
get it.
packaging. It's
Isn't it
nice
beautiful?
box,
Yes, it is
beautiful.
absolutely beautiful. Oh, and do you know we sold out in 24 hours, the silver medal?
I
Yes, because we each have one. We were in that process.
Yep.
I'm glad you
We
got
We were
we
really, really looking forward to that coin because we like the thing. And on a kind of on a tangent note, I will tell you that I have been the guy who buys a lot of the stuff that they've made, like
Mhm,
the 24 karat Merc dime. But it started
mhm.
with the fractional buffalo. And the fractional buffalo, if you go to the quarter ounce in the 24 karat coin, it's exactly the same size as the nickel.
Okay,
And
okay.
therein lies the appeal. And so I
Mhm,
kind of wanted to point that out as the reason why the dime, the quarter and the half did not do as well is because they were undersized for the coin that they
yes,
were. And
yeah.
that when they did the first spouse medals,
Mhm,
they did the different versions of Liberty, and I
mhm.
was one that bought the drape bust. I thought it was really nice. I didn't think it was quite as nice as it has been in the past,
Yeah, yeah.
but this one with the basing, with the relief, it's like they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it.
Yes, indeed. And oh my goodness, I can't wait to talk about what's on the horizon. But I tell you, when I looked at it, it for me as the 40th Mint director, and to see an idea that listening to your customers and then taking that and making it a reality, it just warmed my heart. So we have a video on the website about it. Uh, and we also are using it as just the prelude or the kickoff of what's to come for the semi-quincentennial.
well, let's hear
Well,
about it.
I
You
will
just want to
say,
jump straight to that? I'm fine with it.
I mean, we got a couple more. I mean,
Okay,
let's
go
not
ahead. Go ahead.
make our
Well,
time
let me
here,
just
but
also, relevant to the flowing hair lady, that it's so important for us to always treasure our history. And when you think about her 230th anniversary, that's huge. So we should, in fact, pause and make sure that there's something special. The Stacks and Bowers is the auctioneer for us on December 12th.
Hmm.
And those are 230 that I said I pressed and with the privy mark and has an original signature. But also, what's really telling about it is that this was something that we wanted to trying something new. And so I'm very excited about that. And I'm excited that that we've been given this unique opportunity to kind of bring her back after that 230 years, and as our kickoff to our future.
I
Don't you love it when a plan comes together?
I
Oh,
thought
yes, and see what happens when you listen to your customers, when, especially in
Well,
mass. Yeah.
I was going to actually make the comment that I would always have considered government government responsiveness to be
Mhm.
somewhat an oxymoron. So that you broke the rules on that one.
Thank
and
you.
I actually thought it was really interesting at the Stack's Bowers sale how you guys included the die that was used with the very first
Yes,
example, and that's the first time I think since I think it was 1996 with the Olympic coins that there's been any U.S.
a
Mint
special casing, yeah.
X canceled dies for available. So I
And
thought
there
that was
may be
really neat.
more interest in it than the coins.
And that's a custom-made display box.
Really?
And also it too will, like I said, it will come as the way that well, it's absolutely beautiful. It's tall, and it has the coin prominently featured, the certificate of authenticity, and then the actual die.
Wow.
And the die will have something so that it can't be used again, but not that it would hide the flowing hair lady appearance on the die.
Wow. And that was the only die that was used on those, correct?
Yes,
Wow,
that's it.
that's cool. Very cool.
So,
So the last time you were on our show, we asked you that if you could wave a magic wand,
oh yeah.
change anything, right? What would you do?
Oh, that's
So
so
I'm going to
easy.
revisit that because now you have a couple of years into it. You've already fixed a couple of, well, I think you fixed the one thing that you wanted to. So if you had a magic wand, what
Mhm.
would you fix right now?
The first thing I'd fix is to give the US Mint more authority legislatively. I have authority to create a gold coin, but I don't have authority to create a silver coin. That requires congressional approval. And so I would want some flexibility there. That's number one. Secondly, similar to foreign mints, I would love to begin a program to put some live people on coins,
Ooh.
and
Interesting.
and making sure that the process is such that we don't get nefarious characters and that sort of thing. But
That's the
people,
problem with them still being alive. We have time to fix that.
Yeah. We have no idea what they're going to do later.
Nothing.
and that somebody who will come and say, you know what, US Mint, you better do this. We want some process and guardrails in place. And we believe we have everything we need to do that. That's the second thing. The third item is just making sure that we can keep pace. Nothing always has to be round. One of the things that we'll be introducing in Semi-quincentennial is a little bit something different that's not round,
Ooh.
but that you all will just have an
You heard
absolute
it here
conniption,
first.
as my father said, conniption fit over in a positive way.
Good.
So that's primarily it. The workforce is wonderful, highly passionate, highly dedicated. And this year was a particularly tough year for the Mint. Worldwide, as circulating coin has gone down, and that's a part of our revenue stream. But we got together. We had already over a year ago, I put together what we call the Future of the Mint team. So where we internally come together and say, okay, what do we need? How do we survive? How do we ensure our future as the US Mint? What do we need to change? What do we need to implement? And that is where we said legislatively we needed some new things, where through technology we wanted to do some things different. And how do we stay competitive? This is the first year that major manufacturing conferences have invited us to speak
Ooh.
about manufacturing accomplishments and some of the things we're doing. That's huge
Well,
for
you are
us.
one of the world's largest manufacturers.
That's right, we are.
There's
People don't really think about that.
not many places can make hundreds of millions of things a year and have no problem.
And so, like I said, that workforce we had to find and adjust our budgeting to make sure that, we don't have layoffs and we don't have people that are really upset with us because we can't do our job because we don't have the funding to do it and so we've got a wonderful working relationship with the Federal Reserve. and with how the data is driving some of the decision making, governing, circulating. So we're on a good stabilized path. We ended the fiscal year in the black, which is a good thing
Hey,
from a fiscal perspective.
it is.
And so far, and programs like the Flowing Hair Lady, our two commemorative programs this year was the Greatest Generation and the Harriet Tubman that did very well. And what I did is I also created a community outreach program within the Mint so that we get more people who, and this is a classic example. Harriet Tubman, she did a lot. I mean, this was a woman who walked 13 times between Maryland and Pennsylvania to free slaves. And to not have gone into the African American community to let them know these coins are out there, we would have had a missed opportunity. And the intent when Congress gives us the commemorative coin program is to make sure that our outreach matches what, we're celebrating. And so we really did well in that arena. We also did well in the Greatest Generation arena, where we said, just because it's World War II and we're commemorating the actual uh, not museum, but the park where the Memorial Park in DC, and that's what we're giving the recipient organization. But these programs are going to walk away easily with close to $1 million to help with those with the recipient organization, a surplus fund, as you know, that we give to them. So all of that being said, it just, let me just share this. So it's going to the Senate, well, the Senate has approved it. I think it's getting ready to go to the president, working dogs.
Ooh.
So that'll be 2027. That's something new.
Ooh.
So we're excited about that. Yeah, very excited about that.
Is there anything exclusive that you can tell us that might be coming down the pipes? I know you've mentioned a couple things, and
so I talked about DC Comics, and
Yeah.
Early 2025, that's going to come out with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And we're excited about that. DC Comics is very excited. So this is a partnership that we thought new and different to attract our youth and
Yeah.
others who really enjoy having been a part of DC Comics, and especially, I guess, is that the Justice Squad?
Justice League.
Justice League. There you go.
So I will tell you, yes, you have made an impact on an audience that you didn't already, because I've had people asking me for them. The Batman coin, and if I don't ask this question, I'm gonna get hung.
Yeah.
The Batman coin is gonna be just gold, not silver, or is it just silver, not gold?
Oh my goodness. Forgive me, but I would need to provide that additionally. I am not entirely sure.
Okay.
Um,
They
let's
were unhappy that it was only in one metal. It was the other one they want. But I digress. That's just somebody's
So
personal.
hold on, I'm going through my notes on Batman. So the new series will feature 9 iconic superheroes depicted on 24-karat gold coins,
Okay.
0.999 fine silver metals, and non-precious metals. And now remember, unless I had congressional authority, it can't be a
Right. No, this is
Right.
handed to you, you produce it.
Right. So it's going to debut in the summer of 2025, starting with Superman, then Batman and Wonder Woman, and it'll be a 3-year series. So we're excited about that. The other part of it is I was meeting with the team yesterday to look at packaging, and the one thing I remember growing up and watch Batman, well, Superman was all three of my favorite. But when you saw Batman, we came home from school and it was on opposite Dark Shadows. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And so, and remember how the light would flash in the sky and you'd hear the music. And
Yes.
so I was telling the team, I said, you all should put a little Q card. What is the QR code?
Oh.
And let me go, Batman.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw something at you,
Okay.
Oh.
because they have these tiny little chips that will
Yes.
play music that you can put in the box, that when it opens,
Oh my gosh.
it will play it.
Can you imagine?
Oh, wait. I'm way ahead of you, Mike.
Oh.
This is a forethought.
Come on, Mike.
Um,
What are you
so
thinking, buddy?
Amateur.
so the technology is there that you can actually take not the code, but actually a chip in the center of a coin. And when you, I guess, go to it, however technology you can get to it, I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to put the Bill of Rights or the Constitution in the center of one of our,
That would be cool.
That would
and
be
then
very
it brings
cool.
the Bill of Rights to life and explains it to you.
Ooh.
The
I love it.
technology is
It's too
there.
bad it's too late for the semi-quincentennial,
Well,
because
it's
that in
costly
and of
too.
itself would be really cool. But I
Well,
think
it's
there's
costly. It is
yeah,
very costly. But we're looking at these and we're analyzing and charting our path forward.
I love it.
But so there you go. That's a sneak peek.
or even a QR code that would,
The
take
QR code, yes, we're doing a lot with the QR codes. So on 2026, the semi-quincentennial, we have big plans, and the secretary has approved these. So we're redesigning our dime, our quarter, and our half dollars. I've seen the designs. They are stunning.
Ooh,
And they have a connection that takes us through our history to some of the themes that the public voted on. So
I
that's exciting.
love it.
So, we kickstarted it by 21 historic coins that we've issued and had people vote on them over the past 250
We
years.
actually did that survey live on one of our shows one time.
yeah.
So
I did the Chicago thing and I voted early and often.
There you go. There you go. So we had great feedback. So the 5 24-karat goals items that we will put out for 200. The first is the 1804 silver dollar. That's number one.
love
Very
it.
nice.
The 1904 St. Gaudens High Relief Double Eagle.
Ooh, okay, I
The
like it.
1916 Mercury Dime. The 1916 Standing Liberty quarter dollar. And the 1916 Walking Liberty half dollar. So that's the best of.
Yeah, I love it.
Iconic designs.
Yes. And then the 24-karat gold coins will feature uncirculated finishes and will be released over the course of 2026 in 1 ounce, half ounce, quarter ounce, and 10th ounce format, all bearing their original dates of issue. Cool beans.
Wow, that's
That is
cool.
very cool.
Now, wait, I'm going to give you chills. I'm not
Oh,
finished.
I already got them. I already got them. They're here.
The coins will include a special privy mark of the Liberty Bell
Okay.
and 250 for the nation's age.
Oh, I like it.
The Mint will also release 5 companion silver medals that features a new and modern design inspired by one of the historic 24-karat gold coins. The silver medals will bear the same privy mark as the gold coins.
I
So,
like
and if
that.
that doesn't excite you, we have more. A new 3-year American Eagle Platinum Proof Coin Series. And this we are calling the Charters of Freedom. And that will be launched in 2026 to examine our nation's founding documents, the Declaration of Independence. It's giving me chills talking about the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And I have to tell you, it's a stunning acknowledgement and reminder of the importance of these documents and the meaning of the words that's inscribed on them. So as a nation, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the Oneidas, who helped the colonists survive on the continent. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. So the members of the Oneida tribe, as you know, traveled to Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, teaching the Continental Army soldiers and their families how to properly prepare and cook corn. So coins, listen to me, corn.
Coins.
So that's going to be depicted and portrayed on a new 2026 Native American $1 coin,
Ooh.
recognizing our history and the value of that. We also are going to have it, Oneida woman, Polly Cooper, holding a basket of corn and presenting some to General George Washington.
Cool.
Can you believe that? This is how, can you believe
mind is
that
blown.
our engravers and artists can bring this stuff and make us know what it means? So that's just a look-see into what's, and still there's more to come that I'm at liberty to talk about just yet.
Scratching the surface.
Youth in sports has been approved by Congress as well for 2027. where we get to focus on American youth and sports. So we're working on that. And finally, we are also the 2024 United States Mint holiday ornaments, really a very popular item. So that is on the horizon, and we are adding that to our list. We also have the congratulations set, and we are toying with doing some other things that I really am excited about for us
I
going forward.
I think that
So,
was a hint. I'm not quite sure, but I think that was a
Maybe
hint.
there might have been
yeah.
something in code there.
Hmm.
Okay, so I am going to take another. I'm going to take a shot
Oh boy.
at the government, just from the standpoint of I'm disappointed with the Women in Quarter program, Women on Quarters, in the
Mm-hmm.
fact that it's only a 4-year program.
Yeah.
That I thought that it was short shrift, that it's something that people are actually very interested in. We've
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of interest in the coins in the shop, and
Yes,
now it's
yes,
going to end. And that to me was just kind of it was a shame. I'm not against youth sports and all that stuff, and I
yes,
understand you took the break for the semi-quincentennial, but
yeah,
I just had to kind of take a bash at that because I thought that I thought that it's significant.
yes, yes. So I love the American Women Quarters program. We've been on Good Morning America with it. Celia Cruz, huge celebration in New York City at Lehman College, where the street that one of the addresses is Celia Cruz Boulevard. The other part of this is there were 2,200 people in attendance.
Wow.
And people want to see women on coins. And this has made such a difference to women and to us speaking to little girls as well. That you have famous women that appear on quarters in addition to men. That being said, we really went all out the past couple of years to really get the word out. Um, I can't tell you, I guess I've had so many interviews, and most recently, Los Angeles presented myself with the President's Award for the city of LA because of the how we've expanded not only the American Women Quarters program, but also the commemorative coins that recognize women, in this case, Harriet Tubman. Uh, for the 2025, and I'll let you know how the Women in Quarters program will end and what the next steps would be. For 2025, our honorees are Ida B. Wells,
Chicago.
Juliet Gordon Lowe, Dr. Vera Rubin, as I recall, Stacy Milburn, and of course, Althea Gibson.
Yes.
No relations. So I always have to say that. But anyway, and we do not plan to just let the program end. We are going to come out with in 2025 with a set of all 20 women in a coin board concept. We're still working on the design of that. In fact, I think it should be finished, and we're starting to actually produce the actual boards. So that's a plus. The second part of this is as we go forward, that's one of the things I too want to change is that we get to decide not the allegorical women, which are just made up
Right.
images, but let's start featuring real women. I understand that Shirley Chisholm, as an example, is one of the commemorative coin programs coming along. But how about looking at maybe some of our congressional women that have really contributed can too go on a coin, a circulating coin. So I think that we are on a good path forward. There is sensitivity around this issue to the positive that yes, this should be regardless of. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, the contributions are too big for it to be ignored.
That's right. That's exactly right. And I tell you what, the outreach from women of many different, part of the requirements of the American Women Quarters program was that they be diverse, it be geographically dispersed, and that they were pioneering and trailblazing women. And the bipartisan committee on the Hill, the Smithsonian, the Women's History Museum, all of these, this, Commission on Fine Arts, as well as the advisory, they all have had input into how these women have been featured. And I'm just really excited about the next path forward after 2025. In 2026, there will be women as well. And some are real and some are not, obviously. But that being said, I'm excited for the path forward. And I think that we're on a good path for the future.
Wow.
Well, I can tell you that I don't think we could. Again, I told you at the beginning of this, I'm a huge fan. I
Oh,
really
bless
like
you.
the job you've done, and I have been your biggest cheerleader probably since the beginning.
Well,
We
thank you.
appreciate the access. We really do appreciate you coming on to, little podcasts like ours. But I mean, being so honest and being so open and sharing some stuff that nobody else is going to get anyplace else. So that's
That's right.
kind of cool. Uh,
Well, thank you for the time. It's always a joy and an honor. And I hope that you all have a really good holiday season, and for you and your families and your listeners. And if I could just say that, my father, and I think I've shared this with you, raised us on one saying, good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and your better is best. So.
those are words to live by.
Yeah, yeah, they are. They really are. And uh, it means the world to me to be able to. This is the best job ever in my total career. I tell you, I love this. I started out with just some quarters as a collector. I'm trying to figure out what I got to buy now to put everything in.
Well, I know a couple of guys that might be able to help you out if you need some help.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. All righty.
40th Director of the United States Mint, the
Thank you.
Honorable Ventris Gibson. Thank you so much for coming on our show.
You're so welcome. And thank you for your time and thank you for everything that you do.